Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Crypto Chris, and I'm back with my second video of the week. And I just want to do a quick little breakdown of BTC, Ethereum, XRP, maybe a couple of altcoins, and also I just want to give you my speculation, if you like, of what I can see happening in the near future in the cryptocurrency market as a whole, what I can see happening with Bitcoin price, and just maybe a couple of my predictions what I can see happening. So first of all, I want to bring your attention to this chart here. It looks a bit complicated, but it's not as complicated as it looks. It is regarding the Bitcoin halving. So basically at the moment, when you mine Bitcoin, you get 12.5 Bitcoin as a reward, and in 2020 it's predicted that the reward will get halved to 6.25 Bitcoin, which reduces the supply in the market and in theory should increase the price of Bitcoin. As you can see, past performance of when this happened did in fact increase Bitcoin price by several thousand%. In 2013, 2014 increased it by 9,000%, 2017, 2018 by 3,000%, and it's predicted that Bitcoin will increase by over 1,000% coming 2020, 2021. The two phases that preceded it is that a year before the Bitcoin halving, we had a slight rise. In 2015, we had a slight accumulation phase. And again, it's predicted that we're doing another accumulation phase here before in May this year we should start seeing a slight rise, and then in 2020, 2021 we should see a massive increase in Bitcoin. Is that going to happen? Who knows? I don't know, guys, if you remember back in May, June, July, people were expecting the consensus annual meeting that it was going to proceed with a massive increase in Bitcoin, but as you know, that never happened. It was buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. So this might be another similar scenario, but my eyes are open on this one. Gonna have to wait and see what happens in May 2019 this year, and what will happen towards end of the first quarter of 2020. If we start seeing an increase just before the price gets halved, then we'll wait and see. Right, let's jump into the charts. As you can see, I've got pulled up the Bitcoin chart here, and I'm going to jump straight into the weekly chart, and we'll see what's currently happened in Bitcoin more recently. As you can see, we had that platform of $6,000 which held multiple times, and towards the end of last year I started drawing this trend line, and as you can see, as soon as there was a break of this trend line, you guys all know what happened. Price absolutely melted to $3,100, which was the new recent low, and since then we've been steadily climbing. A pattern that I've also noticed is an ascending triangle forming. An ascending triangle is a bullish pattern as per classical technical analysis. It is signified with a flat top resistance and an upsloping trend line, and if we get a clean break of this line, in fact we should be bullish for now. I mean, the targets that we're looking at is 4,400, 4,800, and ultimately we're looking about round about the $5,000 region to be broken, to be tested. But to be honest, I think to signify any kind of bullish reversal, 6,000 will need to be clean broken, consolidated on, and we're going to start rising from here. If that happens, then I can say we're back in a bull market territory. As for now, we're still bearish, as we've been bearish for a series of months. Right, next we're going to go into the daily time frame here, and as you can see, we've got a trend line within a trend line. I know it sounds a bit complicated, but we've also got this nice little trend line that's been holding since the 15th of February, and we're looking to break this resistance. I mean, if this resistance is clean broken, then our first target will be 4,400 without a doubt, and then from there we'll really reevaluate and see where we can go from there. If this gets rejected, this trend line gets broken, and then we'll fall down, no doubt, to our next trend line, which will be down here around about the 3,500. And if that lower main trend line is broken, then more than likely would go all the way back down to $3,100. Next chart is going to be ETH, sorry. As you can see, very, very, very similar to Bitcoin. As you know, a lot of the altcoins follow what BTC does. If BTC rises, altcoins rises. But I also noticed lately a lot of coins, such as Binance Coin, has been going on its own bull run, has pretty much reversed since the lows of November, and it's just been rising because it has a lot of use case, and from what looks like it has been decoupled from Bitcoin. But some of the other altcoins are still heavily pegged to the Bitcoin. Until there's more like liquidity in the market, then maybe we can see a decoupling, maybe we can see a new #1 coin. Anyway, back to the ETH chart. As you can see, very similar. Actually, let me zoom out. Let me go back to the weekly and we'll see what's happened. As you can see, I've got these red arrows here, which they are lower highs, which is indicative of a bear market. And once again, we've got this ascending triangle formation here, looking to break this red resistance, and then we could retest the last high that we had of $223. Let me go back into the daily time frame and we'll see what's going to happen. As you can see, this region here of 168 to 170 is a very, very strong resistance, in my opinion. It's going to take a lot for Ethereum to break. As you can see, it was the last resistance the bulls had fighting this area, and then since we've broken down, we've struggled. We've tried to climb against one before. Obviously, more recently on the 22nd of Feb, we literally, as you can see, touched to perfection on this resistance, and we just slammed back down again. And now we're trying to make our way up, maybe for possibly another retest of 170. But if this doesn't get broken, it'd be a similar scenario. We'll probably ping pong in between this ascending triangle, and not to say there's no opportunity for a trade, but it's a lot more difficult to trade than to do day trading than just to swing trade. So next pair we're going to go is XRP. XRP, let me zoom out to the weekly time frame. As you can see, XRP is just an absolute massive wedge at the moment. We've had this trend line that's been holding since July 2017. We've got this other trend line that's been pretty much since 1st of February last year. And if we go into the daily time frame, we can see once again we've got a trend line within a trend line. It's a recurring theme, as you can see. So we've got 1, 2, 3 touch points here. And regarding trend lines, guys, just to let you know that for me to validate a trend line, I'll expect at least 3 touch points on the 4 hour and on their daily time frame. So as you can see, price is getting more and more constricted. More than likely we are melting down. We're going to probably touch this trend line, maybe go a bit more lower, because there is a lot of buy action in these regions here. As you can see, every time we've touched this trend line, price is pretty much immediately recovered. So it would not surprise me if we go for one more touch of the trend line, maybe slightly lower, because there's a lot more buy orders in this region. Longer time frame, longer prediction, what I can see happening once this trend line gets broken. Our first retest, no doubt, will be 35 cents. Next target has to be the 40 cents. I'm not going to give you any further predictions than that, because there's no point hyping this coin up, because we need to reach these two levels before we can look any other further price predictions. Right, the next coin I'm going to bring up is one of my favorite coins. It is the Binance coin. I'm bringing up this Binance coin, as you can see, as I mentioned before, with the decoupling from Bitcoin since the drawdown, like all the other coins back in November. We've risen, and we've gone pretty much above the recent highs that we had almost a year ago. So we've almost gone on 52-week highs, which in my opinion is a very, very, very bullish indicator that I'm looking for. Once we reach yearly highs, then the sky's the limit with this coin, in my opinion. And if this recent high gets broken, then undoubtedly the next target has to be all-time highs of between $24 and $25. I mean, with BNB coin at the moment, they have a lot of use case. They are doing an initial exchange offering, which is a massive boost for the coin. So, and they've also recently changed the way they do it. The more BNB you hold, and the more lottery tickets you've got to get onto these initial coin offerings, and include that with the discount that you get, all the competitions they hold that you have to use BNB coin, undoubtedly is going to push the price even higher. So next target for BNB coin has to be $22. If that breaks and we consolidate upon that, then it'd be $25, and after that the sky's the limit with this coin. We could go to $50, maybe $100, who knows. But at the moment, the most real use case coin at the moment, in my opinion, that's getting used more on a daily basis is the Binance coin. And a lot of these exchange coins are kind of taking over until we see the likes of XRP and Bitcoin getting a lot more use case, and that will undoubtedly grow the price of them coins also. I hope you enjoyed my second video. I was a bit nervous in my first video. I've got a lot of my words mixed up. As I promised, I'm going to be trying to do at least 2 to 3 videos a week. They will get better, I promise you. Just be patient. I've never done such a thing like this before. My confidence is growing, and I just want to put out what I see, what I can see happening, make it easier to understand, not overcomplicate things. And yeah, so like and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate any feedback you guys give to me. Follow me on my Instagram @MoneyDropout. And yeah, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.